Lord God Almighty, I come before your presence with a weary heart and exhausted soul. There are days, weeks, perhaps months when I wake without strength, with shoulders bent under the weight of so many worries. Anxiety steals my sleep, fear paralyzes my steps, and there are moments when I feel completely alone, even surrounded by people. I know I am not the only one going through this. Many hearts are tired, many souls are drained, and that is precisely why today I place myself before you, Lord, not with answers but with my fragility, because I recognize that the time has come to stop pretending I am strong, to admit that I cannot do everything, to accept that I need your hands to hold me up. Lord, there is a weight I have carried for so long that I no longer know what it is to live without it. It is the weight of bills that do not balance, of relationships that hurt me, of dreams that seem increasingly distant. It is the pain of waking with tightness in my chest, of spending the day trying to maintain composure and falling into bed at night without peace. It is the exhaustion of trying to control everything, of planning every step, of carrying alone what only you can transform. But today, Lord, I choose surrender, not because it is easy, but because I can bear no more. And perhaps that is exactly where you want me, at the limit of my strength, so that I may finally discover the immensity of yours. I humbly ask for the intercession of Our Lady of the Rosary, Mother of perseverance and constant prayer. Most Holy Virgin, you who meditated in silence on the mysteries of divine will, even when you did not understand. You who kept everything in your heart, contemplating each moment of Christ's life even amid incomprehension, suffering, the piercing pain of the cross. Our Lady of the Rosary, I beg your intercession in this moment of profound weariness. Teach me to trust when everything seems uncertain, to rest when I have no more strength, to meditate on God's mysteries even when my heart is anguished. You know the pain of abandonment, the loneliness of incomprehension, the weight of not knowing what will come. Intercede for me, beloved Mother, that I may learn from your example, to surrender everything into the Father's hands, trusting that He knows what is best. I also ask for the intercession of Saint Joseph, protector of impossible causes and model of silent trust. Saint Joseph, you who cared for the Holy Family with unwavering faith and dedicated work, even without understanding all of God's plans. You who awoke in the middle of the night with the mission to protect the child Jesus, fleeing into the unknown without guarantees, only with the certainty that God provided. Saint Joseph, I implore your intercession for my life. Bring provision where there is lack, peace where there is unrest, security where there is fear. Teach me to work with dignity without falling into desperation, to trust in divine providence without neglecting to do my part, to protect my spiritual and material family with the same faith you had. Intercede for me before the throne of the Most High, that I may find strength in silence and wisdom in waiting. Lord, I surrender to you in this moment all that weighs upon me. I surrender my sleepless nights, when the silence of dawn amplifies every worry. I surrender the days of anguish, when I wake with that tightness in my chest and do not know how I will face another day. I surrender my thoughts that do not stop, that circle without finding solutions, that rob me of the joy of the present because they are always in the past or future. I surrender the weight of bills that do not balance, of debts that suffocate me, of the fear of not having enough to care for those I love. I surrender the relationships that wound me, those harsh words that remain engraved in memory, those betrayals that still hurt when I remember them, that abandonment that made me feel I have no value. I surrender my fragile health, Lord. You saw every symptom that frightens me, every pain in my body that reminds me of my fragility, every diagnosis that left me without ground beneath my feet. I surrender my tired mind, exhausted from so much thinking, so much planning, so much worrying. I surrender my wounded heart that has suffered so many disappointments, that has been rejected so many times, that learned to protect itself by building walls, but is now so isolated it can no longer even feel. I no longer want to try to control everything, Lord. I am tired of thinking I must have all the answers, of believing that everything depends only on me, of carrying on my shoulders what should be in your hands. I no longer want to pretend I am strong when I am completely broken inside. I no longer want to smile at the world while crying in silence in the solitude of my room. I recognize, Lord, that I need your grace as never before. I recognize that without you I can do nothing, that my strength is limited, that my wisdom is insufficient, that my control is an illusion. In all things may your will be done, not mine. Even when I do not understand, even when it hurts, even when it seems you are silent. You know every detail of my pain before I even put it into words. You know what is best for me, even when I insist on paths that only lead me to suffering. Therefore, Lord, today I give up trying to do it my way. I give up fighting with reality. I give up carrying alone, and I surrender myself completely into your hands. I declare my faith and renounce what distances me from God. I renounce the evil one and all his works. I renounce every lie whispered in my ear telling me I am not worthy of love, that I do not deserve a better life, that I will always be this way. I renounce the fear that paralyzes me and prevents me from taking steps of faith. I renounce the anxiety that steals my peace and makes me live constantly in the future, never in the present. I renounce the despair that makes me doubt God's goodness, that makes me question whether he really cares about me. I renounce the limiting beliefs that imprison my mind and my heart. I renounce the idea that I am alone on this journey, that no one cares, that I must be perfect to be loved. I renounce the pride that prevents me from asking for help, the self-sufficiency that distances me from healthy dependence on God. I believe that you are with me, even when I do not feel your presence. I believe that your love for me does not depend on what I do or fail to do, but simply on who you are, a loving, merciful Father who never abandons his children. I trust that you act on my behalf, even when I do not see immediate results, even when it seems nothing is changing, because I know your time is different from mine and that often you work in the invisible before manifesting the visible. As it is written, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Lord, today I come, not with merits, not with achievements, not with a perfect life to present. I come weary, burdened, broken. I come with all that I am and all that I have, which is little, but is all I can offer. I come because you called me, because the invitation is made, because the door is open. Cast your burden upon the Lord and he will sustain you. Today I cast it, Lord. I can bear no more. I no longer have strength to pretend I can do it alone. I let you care. I let your hands carry what my hands can no longer hold, and I trust that you will not let me fall. I ask for protection and liberation over my life. Lord, protect my mind from destructive thoughts that corrode me from within. Break the chains of anxiety that bind me in an endless cycle of worry. Free me from the depression that steals my joy of living, that makes everything seem gray, that takes away my motivation even for the simplest things. Break the fear of the future that paralyzes me, that makes me postpone dreams, that prevents me from fully living the present. Free me from the bonds of the past, Lord, from the grudges I cannot release, from the pains that still bleed when something touches them, from the memories that haunt me and will not let me move forward. Break the chains of harsh words that were spoken over me and that I internalized as truth. Free me from the emotional scars that still limit my capacity to trust, to love, to relate. Lord, protect my health. You saw every sleepless night, every wakeful dawn, every moment when physical exhaustion mixed with emotional exhaustion. You know every pain I feel in my body, every symptom that worries me, every fragility that reminds me of my mortality. Place your healing hand upon me. If it is your will, restore my health fully, return my strength, renew my vigor. But if it is not the time for complete healing, give me strength to endure. Teach me to find meaning even in fragility. Show me that your grace is perfected in weakness. Protect my finances, Lord. Open paths where I see only closed doors. Bring opportunities for dignified work, honest provision, abundance in the right measure. Neither scarcity that generates desperation, nor excess that generates forgetfulness of you. May I not lack daily bread, and may I learn to trust in your daily providence, remembering that you care even for the birds of the sky and the lilies of the field. How much more for me, who am your beloved child? Protect my relationships, Lord. Heal the wounds caused by harsh words, by betrayals that marked me, by abandonment that made me feel invisible. Bring the right people into my path, those who build instead of destroy, who support instead of judge, who reflect your love instead of bringing toxicity. Give me discernment to recognize these people and courage to distance myself from those who only bring destruction, even when it hurts, even when temporary loneliness seems worse than harmful company. Lord, untie the knots of my life, those I tied myself through wrong choices, through impulsive decisions, through paths I took far from you, and those that were tied upon me by others' malice, by envy, by negative words, by curses that others cast. May your light dispel all darkness that tries to envelop me, that tries to blind me to opportunities, that tries to keep me imprisoned in a cycle of failure. Break every spiritual blockage that prevents me from moving forward, every invisible barrier that always seems to make me return to the starting point. Lord, I need your concrete, practical, real help. Send the right people at the right time. That person who will recommend me for the job I need. That friend who will listen when I am at my limit. That professional who will have the solution for the problem I face. Open doors that no man can close. Opportunities that seem impossible. Solutions that do not depend only on my effort. Blessings that can only come from your hands. Give me wisdom to make difficult decisions. There are choices I need to make, and I am afraid of making mistakes. Illuminate my mind, guide my thoughts, show me the way. Give me courage to act when it is time to act, when faith demands concrete steps, when it is necessary to leave the comfort zone. But also give me patience to wait when it is the time of silence, when the answer is not yet arrived, when the moment is not yet right. Because there is a time for everything, a time to act and a time to wait. And I need your wisdom to discern which is which. But above all, Lord, transform my interior, because I know that external changes are important, but it is internal changes that truly transform a life. Give me a forgiving heart, even when resentment insists on staying, even when human justice cries within me asking for revenge. Teach me that forgiving is not agreeing with what was done to me, but freeing myself from the weight of carrying resentment. Give me faith that perseveres, that does not give up at the first difficulty, that is not shaken when the answer delays, that continues believing even when everything seems contrary. Give me hope that resists, even when circumstances shout the opposite, even when the facts seem to say it is impossible, even when everyone around me has already given up. Teach me to rest in your arms like a child rests in the Father's arms, without worry, without fear, trusting completely. Help me understand that surrender is not giving up. It is wisdom. It is not weakness. It is true strength, because it takes humility to recognize that I cannot do everything, that I need help, that I was not made to walk alone. As it is well said, God does not give us the burden without also giving us the shoulders to carry it. Lord, I know that you do not allow trials greater than I can bear. And when it seems too much, when it seems I will break under the weight, it is because you want me to learn to rest in your strength, not in mine. It is because you want to teach me that I can do all things through him who strengthens me, but without him I can do nothing. Faith does not make things easy, but possible. I do not ask for the path to be easy, Lord, because I know that growth often comes through difficulty. But I ask that you give me faith to walk, even when I do not see where I am going, even when the path is dark, even when each step seems an act of courage. May I trust in you step by step, day by day, breath by breath, because I know you guide my steps even when I do not perceive it. I declare victory through the faith you placed in my heart. I declare that I am not alone on this journey. You are with me, the God who created the entire universe, who sustains all things by the power of his word, who counts the hairs on my head. Our Lady of the Rosary intercedes for me before the throne of grace, carrying my supplications with her maternal heart. Saint Joseph protects me with his silent fidelity and his paternal care. The angels of the Lord surround me, forming a barrier of protection that no evil force can cross. I declare that darkness has no power over my life, because the light of Christ illuminates me. As it is written, the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. The chains are broken. I may still feel their weight sometimes, but they are broken. The paths are open. Though I may not yet see clearly, they are open. Victory has already been won on the cross. Christ has already conquered for me, and now I walk in the certainty of that victory. I declare peace over my mind, a peace that does not depend on circumstances, that is not shaken by storms, that comes from knowing I am in the Father's hands. I declare healing over my body, whether physical, emotional, or spiritual, the healing you know I need. I declare prosperity over my life, not necessarily material wealth, but the true prosperity of having enough, of living with dignity, of being able to bless others as well. I declare love over my relationships, that Christ's love may manifest through me and attract people who also seek to love truly. Not because I deserve it, Lord. Far from me to think I have conquered anything by my own merit, but because you are good, because your mercy endures forever, because your love does not depend on my perfection, but on your generous and gracious nature. Lord, I thank you from my heart for hearing my prayer. Thank you for this moment of surrender, for this sacred space where I could place before you all that weighs upon me. Thank you, because I know you do not despise a broken and contrite heart, that you are near to those who have wounded hearts. I thank you for the powerful intercession of Our Lady of the Rosary, who knows pain and perseverance, and of Saint Joseph, who knows work and trust. I thank you for the blessings I have already received and often did not recognize, for the life that still pulses in me, for the air I breathe, for the people who love me, for the opportunities I have had. I thank you for the blessings yet to come, that are already on their way, that you have already prepared for me even if I do not yet see them. I leave everything in your hands, Lord. I can no longer carry alone, and it is all right, because now it is you who cares. I trust in your time, which is different from mine. I believe in your love, which is greater than any problem. I rest in your arms, which never let me go. Glory to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be. Amen. If this prayer touched your heart, leave a comment of faith sharing how your spiritual journey is going at this moment. Share this prayer with someone who also needs strength and hope, and subscribe to the channel to receive more prayers that strengthen the soul and renew faith. May God bless your life abundantly.